Hey guys, so one of the biggest things I really want to talk about this week is pretty much how I am as a person, and actually want to ask you a question, like pretty much how are you? Because I know I'm not the only one that's this way, but you know, I just wondered if that's, well, for some time now since I've come to Japan, if that's the reason why I get into trouble with people, if you want to put it like that, like why it goes south so quickly. That one thing is, for me, I've always been this way, but I don't really like lying. I just feel like if you lie one time, then you have to lie again, and then you have to lie again, and then you have to lie again. And if you're friends with somebody for forever, or if you work at the same job for forever, like that lie is just like going on for what, years? You know, like one day you may slip up, you know, because you don't remember, you know. Like, wait, was it her I said that to, or was it him? Like, who knows what again, you know? And for me, I just always live by trying to tell people the truth, because I just feel like it's easier for me to just do that instead of lying and going around things, you know? So for me, I approach the situation by thinking about different things. Like, for example, if there's something I really need to talk to you about and maybe it's probably not the best thing, you know, that takes more thinking, obviously, because it's just like me trying to figure out how I can say it. I need to say it, but I need to figure out like a better way to say it, because I don't like hurting people's feelings either. But like if I'm your friend, or if you're my friend, I feel like we're supposed to talk about these things, so like if anything happened in the future, we can avoid that. Or if it's something that, you know, happened and I just noticed it, like I really want to like talk to you about it and ask like maybe your opinion on it, or if that's something like you usually do or something like that, you know, along those lines. Like just having that conversation. You're friends, like you're supposed to be able to talk about things and nobody's supposed to get hurt in this situation. I mean, like granted it's gonna be that like cut, like, oh, like what, you know, but like, you know, it's that over like something deep. Like if I don't say anything and then later, you know, somebody, you know, is rumor spreading about you or something, or like somebody else says it, you know, and then like they say, well, like Greg knew about it or something, you know, and then you're just like, well, why didn't you tell me? You know, so like to avoid all that, you know, I just like to just say the truth. Like I said, if it's bad, I try to figure out a better way to say it so it's not harsh, you know? I don't meet too many people that would want to say like just give it to me straight kind of thing, you know? So you know, you try to find the best way. Like they're still your friend or whatever, but it needs to be said, so you have to find a way, like the proper way to say it, not just like go like what, bonkers and just like say like a whole lot of stuff and they're just like, oh my god, like what, you know? But like for me, like that's pretty much what I do. I don't think that was pretty much a problem with any of my cop incidents, honestly, because you know, like my first two, when I first got here in Japan and I was just walking, you know, and then I got stopped, like that was just stopping me. It wasn't really me saying anything or asking anything to begin with. It was just them stopping me to ask me about that, you know. And then this last recent one, which was like the pretty much third time I got stopped while I was in Japan. Oh, well, not stopped, but I had to talk to the cops about something. Like, I guess I could have avoided the whole situation if I just tried to do everything myself, but I thought it'd probably be best if I asked somebody to help me, and maybe that was the wrong thing to do. I don't know. You know, there's that saying like you should wait. What's it? Like you should. It's always okay to ask people. Eh? How do you forget the saying mid-vlog? Oh my god. Anyway, you know, but like I feel like it's always okay, you know, to ask for help, especially if you're friends or something. Like in this point, I really always try to avoid cops to begin with, but I was like, I really don't want to mess this up, you know. I'm sending it all the way to my mom, and if it's wrong, like it would suck, you know, because then I have to redo it, obviously, and it's time sensitive, so I need to hurry up and get it out, and I need it to be correct. So I was like, let me ask. The people that helped me were actually nice, you know. But the other station, they were not so nice, you know, about everything. And maybe it's because I'm foreign, they never done it before, so they had like 20,000 people surrounding me because they wanted to see how it was done. But you know, even in that, like, I don't know, I feel like people don't think about how other people are feeling. That's like another thing, you know. Like, I like to tell people the truth, but I also like to think about how they would feel about it or things before I say stuff, you know. And majority of people don't do that, you know. In Japan, they have, you know, what they call tatemae, which is like they give a false front. So, you know, a lot of things is not said, it's always hidden. If you ever try to really make Japanese friends, it's actually pretty difficult because you don't really know if they're telling you the truth or if it's just like a facade, you know. And that's one of the biggest things, because even like me working as an English teacher, you know, I really want to talk to my teachers and like get their insight on different things, which backfired completely because I tried too hard pretty much, and that led to them saying stuff about me, I guess. Well, at least one of the schools. Others, a lot of the other schools were pretty good, you know, even though that school changed again, now they love me or whatever. But you know, like that kind of situation. And then I had a chat with my boss, and he was telling me like, you kind of pretty much, he was telling me like, you gotta act Japanese. And I'm like, well, I don't want to lie to people. I was like, I'd rather tell people the truth, you know. And it's pretty much, he was saying like, it's pretty much going to be the consequence of me saying the truth all the time or how I'm feeling. Like, the principal asked me, what do you think about this teaching method? And I said, well, it's not the same as, you know, the playing games that Interact has us do, but I don't really too much care for just game, because I feel like a lot of the students don't really benefit from it too much because they're just trying to win, you know. I still have games in my lesson, but I still feel like the whole thing, like they're like, well, I said it to complete the race or whatever we were doing, but if you ask that question later, sometimes they're just like, huh? And you're like, we did it like, what? You did it like 20 or 30 times in this relay or in this game, and like, you still don't know. Like, oh no! You know, kind of thing, you know. And he was trying to ask me to do, like, teach his way. And I was confused because I'm like, am I supposed to do his way? Or am I supposed to do Interact's way, kind of thing? So I just told him, like, it's different from what Interact is doing, but I don't too much care for game like Interact will love us to do. So, you know, it's kind of whatever you want to do. But I guess he knows English too, but I guess he took that as I wasn't acceptive of his learning ways or what he wanted me to teach the students. So he said that he told Interact that Greg wants to do things his way and nobody else's. And I was so confused. I was like, what? Like, I literally said, like, it's not the same as Interact, but it's your school, so whatever you want to do, we can do. I don't know where it came from, but then I had also previously had a talk with Interact about how it was hard for me to, like, talk to the teachers, you know, and my general area said that they weren't able to talk to the AOT last time, and I didn't want that to be like a factor in them saying like at the end of the year, like, Greg didn't try to talk to us. I mean, I want to talk to you and you said you want to talk to the AOT, so I thought it would be like we would just mesh. But I guess me saying that and then Interact asking them about that, they started giving a whole lot of false things, you know, like we give Greg presents and he doesn't accept them, which is like sweets, they said. And I'm like, how are you gonna give me sweets if we don't even talk? Like, at least get your lies together. Like, come on, you can't really say that if we don't talk. I give him sweets, but we don't talk. So I was just like, okay, but like all that stuff, like me just trying to be me pretty much led to so many different issues, you know. I just like to tell people things straight because I don't want to like do all these loopy curves, you know, but I don't say it in a mean way either. I try to find the proper way to say it and the nicest way to say it. So I feel like I'm still doing things correctly, but it still leads to problems, especially in Japan, because like I said, everybody gives a false front. So if you want to put it like that, majority of the people, when they ask me how Japan is. I always say I love Japan. Obviously, I wouldn't have come to Japan if I didn't love Japan or its culture. You know, obviously I would have just stayed in America. You know, why go abroad? I mean, I want to travel the world. I want to learn things about the whole world. But, you know, I wouldn't go there and just not want to be there. You know, I came here because I want to be here. So I always say, like, oh, I love Japan. I love Japanese culture. It's just hard for me to communicate with Japanese people how I would love to, you know. And that leads down that whole grapevine. Why is it hard, you know? And then from there, it's just like, well, did you try doing this, you know? And then that leads to then just keep trying to keep that same conversation going, but at the same time getting turned off of talking to me. But it's like, why even keep the conversation going about it and keep asking questions, like, to build on it if you're like getting unhappy about the conversation, you know? And like a lot of other people would say, like, it's probably best if you just didn't say it at all, or just lied and said, oh, I love everything, you know. But it's not true, you know. It's really not. Like, if I don't say it now, I'm gonna have to say it one day, pretty much, you know. Like, if me and those friends, like, I mean, me and those people stayed friends for that period of time, which, I mean, I probably highly doubt to begin with, but if we did, like, one day I'm still gonna have to say, like, yeah, in the beginning I didn't like, you know, that I wasn't able to communicate with Japanese people, but over time, like, I grew to, like, love it because, like, we became such close friends and so forth. But, like, at that time, they're either going to say something like, well, why didn't you ever say that before? Which would be, like, now, when I just said it before to begin with. Or they're going to be turned off about that because I lied, you know, to them. But, like, I don't know, I don't know, a secret, like, about you, as in, like, it may affect other people or it's just not worth saying, I feel like that's okay. But if it's something just straightforward, like, I don't know why it just can't be said without, you know, any offense to it. I mean, granted, maybe if I just said I love everything about Japan, I would have a lot of Japanese friends, maybe. That's if they, you know, stayed around. But I mean, that's still iffy too. You don't know. But I do know that some of the relationships that I've had, especially since coming here the second time, is probably on the basis of, like, me saying, like, it's kind of hard to talk to Japanese people, you know. But that's how I am. I just like telling the truth. I don't want to lie about it. And I don't like giving people a false front about me. I just like being real, pretty much. I don't want to, like, hide myself behind anything, you know. And maybe that has led me down this path of, you know, I don't know, the cops, the people that I've met, or maybe it really didn't do that much. It just saved me from thinking that I was going to be friends with people that I'm generally not going to be, you know. I mean, granted, like, this could have led to me not doing the things I did, you know, to begin with, to meet the cops or whatever. Well, probably not the first two, because that was when I first got here, and that was just me walking around. So I guess I couldn't avoid that, but maybe the last one, who knows, you know. But, like, I really wanted to just pose that question, like, pretty much, how are you guys with your friends or with people in general? Do you like more giving people a front, you know, tatemae? Do you like just showing people a facade but not really showing them who you are? Well, not showing you, yeah, maybe showing them who you are, or not telling them stuff straightforward, but more like, you know, just giving them some kind of, like, it wouldn't be false hope, just like falseness, you know, just saying untrue things, just like, or not saying the complete thing, because I could have just said, like, I love Japan and just left it like that. But I added in, but because it's true that the only thing is, it's kind of hard to talk to Japanese people my age, you know. Little kids, especially the ones that get to know me, I'm good, like, they love me. And then a lot of the older folks, like my whole Pokemon raid group is all older people, so I'm good there. It's just people my age that is kind of like wavering. But I mean, everybody talks about everybody in Japan. If you know the right people, they'll let you know, pretty much. But, you know, yeah, that being said, like, I just really want to know, like, do you think I should have? I'm not going to do it, obviously, because you can't change yourself overnight. And I think I still like saying things up front than hiding myself. But would you have, like, not said those things? Like, if somebody asked you how you felt about your home country, well, no, not your home country, but another country you went to, you know, but there was something that was kind of like, would you say that, or would you just be like, oh, I love everything? Like, what would you do? That's what I want to know. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh, wow, you're still here. Oh, wait. Don't forget to check the description box below. I put a lot of different things in there, like my lovely friends, my social medias, just in case you want to catch up with me on Twitter or Instagram and so forth like that. So make sure to please check that out, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.